Should I tell my girlfriend about my dark past? TW alert. I, 17 male, have a girlfriend, 17 female, who I have been dating for 1 month. I have a history that includes loss of my best friend at 11 years old, loss of all emotion, feelings, apathy, due to that. Attempted suicide once plus constant suicidal thoughts, and my tendency to have obsessive feelings towards the people I have a romantic interest in, which often results in me playing the manipulation game, including her. There's also other stuff that I would leave out, for the sake of typing, but you get the point. I have a therapist who I seek help for all these issues, but I accidentally let it slip about my friend who passed, and she was asking me about it. She told me that I have her support at all times, so don't worry about it, and that wouldn't judge. But the only other person that knows, my ex-GF, said the same thing, and ended up changing her attitude towards me. Not blaming her though, it's tough to even think about. I am 90% certain that the same thing would happen again, so I have a dilemma to solve. On one hand, if I tell her, she might be able to support me and help me make it through life. But on another hand, if I tell her, she might be the same as what happened in the past, and things between us might not be the same. As a random stranger on Reddit, I have no issues telling you about it, so even if you aren't able to give me advice, I appreciate you reading to the end. First things first, it's not your partner's responsibility to help you overcome the things in your past. While those things are absolutely awful, and I really can't imagine just how devastating, that's a lot of responsibility to put on someone you've only been dating for a month. That said, focus on yourself. Whether or not you continue the relationship is up to you, but you're 17 years old. Focus on your therapy, getting better, and putting yourself on a healthy path. It'll take some time, but you'll get there. If you are working on issues with manipulating people in your relationship along with all the other baggage you mentioned, I think you should work on that through therapy first before getting into another one. Your urge to trauma dump after only 1 month into a relationship tells me you aren't ready to be in one. How do you pair the two notions of a loss of all emotion, feelings with romantic obsession? Those seem mutually exclusive to me. And yeah, if you have constant suicidal thoughts, your partner should be aware if they want to get involved with that or not. If you're planning on having a serious relationship with her, then if you can, then I think it could help. If you aren't ready yet, then don't, take your time. I think dating for more than 1 month before opening up is better. You have to work on your issues. Don't expect her to fix you. You need to focus on getting better. If that means trying to have a healthy relationship, then go for it. But you need to focus on being a good boyfriend and partner first and figure out what you want in a relationship. On the other hand, if you are in this relationship because you are wanting attention and/or a shoulder to cry on, then end it. You are so young and I am so sorry you have went through such difficult times. Since this is a new relationship, I may wait to talk about your dark moments. For now, enjoy being together, having fun, and being 17 years old. You may also want to ask your therapist if you should talk to your girlfriend or what you should not say. Boyfriend's friend is non-stop flirting with me in front of fiancé. My boyfriend, 25M, and I, 25F, have been together for a little over 3 years now and we're both completely happy with our relationship. From the beginning, his friend John, 24M, not his real name, has always been a little flirty with me or has made unsolicited comments about my appearance. About a year and a half ago, John started dating Jackie, 20F, also not her real name, and they quickly got engaged. My boyfriend and I have always questioned their relationship, not directly to them, but they don't seem like the best match. Anyway, to this day John continues to flirt, stare at my boobs, or make other comments about my appearance. At dinner the other night he was talking about some celebrity, and talking directly to me said, "You're way hotter than this celebrity," with Jackie the fiancée sitting right next to him. I literally wear crew neck shirts and wear incredibly average outfits because it's so weird. I just ignore every comment he makes about me, and try to have a pleasant conversation with Jackie, but as expected she always seems a bit bummed out. On top of everything, Jackie and I look nothing alike, so I think those comments are even harder on her. So should my boyfriend talk to his friend about being a crappy fiancé? We've been going back and forth about it for the last 2 nights. Too long did not read. My boyfriend's friend won't stop flirting with me in front of his fiancé and it's weird and uncomfortable. How should we approach this? Edit, update. Hey everyone, thanks for the input. Like I said, it's my boyfriend's friend, not mine. I only associate with this guy because they've been friends for so long. Anyway, I'll talk with my boyfriend about it next time we see each other. John's behavior definitely needs to be fixed. Update. Boyfriend is finally home and we were able to talk about it. He will be talking with John tomorrow since it's the middle of the night right now. Thanks for all of the input everyone. Why is your fiancé still friend with this guy? Time to stop ignoring it then because he's too thick to take the hint. Time to look him in the eye and say, I'd appreciate you not objectifying me anymore. It's tedious and you're embarrassing yourself in front of everyone. Have a bit of dignity. Anyway, to this day John continues to flirt, stare at my boobs, or make other comments about my appearance. I mean, why are you and your boyfriend okay with that? Why haven't you stopped seeing him? If someone continues flirting with you after you called them out on it, just move on. You need to shut him down and tell him you don't appreciate the way he's speaking to you. Men like this will usually start backing off if you're rightfully pointed enough. I don't know why you're hanging out with this man though. Why have neither you nor your boyfriend shut this down already? Talk to each other about it and decide which one of you should do it and then do it next time it starts up. And if someone has a problem with it, yeet the whole man out, whichever one it is. Should my boyfriend talk to his friend about being a crappy fiancé? I think a higher priority is that your boyfriend should talk to his friend about not being a creep towards you. I can't believe you've both just put up with this for years when it's clearly inappropriate and makes you uncomfortable. Like why the fuck are you guys even still friends with this loser? The libido difference is killing the relationship. In the beginning, my libido level was very high. I wasn't taking any meds back then and I was up for anything. My boyfriend wanted oral sex only because he was afraid of getting me pregnant. He also refused to touch me in case there were any traces. He never took the time to learn what I liked. Then I took because pills for over half a year. During that time, we had sex twice. I didn't orgasm both times as he had gotten too soft from the fear to continue. He settled on me giving him oral for him to finish and he didn't do the same for me. I stopped taking pills because as you'd probably expect, it was unlikely for us to have sex. Now, I handle my sexual needs, mostly for stress relief as I rarely have enough libido to be driven by need. As I don't really want to take this to him for him to want oral sex and I don't get to release. He asks me every day for us to have phone sex, let him watch me shower, and whenever he visits, he expects and asks for oral sex at least twice in the visit. I just gave up on trying to have an orgasm with him and I kind of resent him for not reciprocating. I'm just taking care of myself at this point and I'm uncomfortable now with sexual intimacy with him. I cringe at the thought of him visiting just to receive oral. Too long did not read. Boyfriend only wanted oral because he was afraid of me getting pregnant. My libido went under. I now take care of myself and I am not uncomfortable with sexual intimacy with him and cringe whenever he visits because he asks for oral. Update. So yeah. Now I know how to edit the post, so here's an update. I talked to him last night and I told him straight that his lack of reciprocity is making me feel used. He told me that he wants to stop receiving oral sex so I don't feel used anymore and so there will be balance in the relationship. His stubbornness to not reciprocate even after communicating tells me everything. I'm ending this relationship. I wanted to accommodate him and his fears because I loved him, but the lack of reciprocity truly kills me. Love does make you a dumbass. The libido difference isn't what's killing your relationship, it's your boyfriend's selfishness. He didn't learn what you like, he refuses to touch you because of traces, that's just nonsense, and he settled on you giving him oral but wouldn't return the favor? Of course you lost your sex drive with him, he only cares about himself and his needs. You can do so much better. Your libido isn't the issue. Your boyfriend is a selfish ass who is using you as a fleshlight, or whatever that toy that simulates oral is called. Stop giving him oral. You don't want to and you're cringing and it's messing with your self-esteem and sexual health. That's enough reason to say no. You can try talking to him but you should be prepared to kick him to the curb. My boyfriend wanted oral sex only because he was afraid of getting me pregnant. He also refused to touch me in case there were any traces. This is the greatest bullshit I've seen on Reddit today. Oh sweet summer child, you're 21. Time to find someone who actually wants you. Your boyfriend is a selfish lover. That's the problem in your relationship. Stop sucking his dick. What the fuck is wrong with you? Did I ruin my own engagement? So last weekend my boyfriend and I got into a huge fight. A week prior to this blow-up we were having car issues and needed to go buy some new parts. Luckily he knows how to install them or it would have been a lot more money. We had a little over $1,000 saved up. I suggested we use some of that money to get the car parts and then when he got paid to replace the money that we used. Not a huge deal in my mind. He kept dismissing my suggestion and we were kinda fighting about that. My mom was over when we were having this argument and she said she'll pay for the parts and we just pay her back when we can. Which is really amazing of my mom to suggest that. He immediately takes her up on the offer, which I found kinda weird since he's not the type to ask for help from anyone. After the car's all fixed I kinda question him where the money is since it's not in the same hiding spot. He tells me he moved it and whatever, I was annoyed but kinda let it go. Fast forward to last weekend, he says he wants to take our 2 kids and myself to the movies for a family night. He's hyping the kids up and telling them we're going, but then I say well we don't really have the money for it since we don't have a lot ATM. Unless he wanted to go into that savings you have hidden somewhere where I don't know. Kinda making a grab at him for not telling me where he hid it. He blows up on me and says you wanna know what I did with that money? He goes and gets an engagement ring and throws it at me. That's where the money went. Says after a couple stressful weeks he wanted to go out as a family and do something nice and I ruined it. And then he says I ruined the biggest surprise of my life and tells me that I have no trust in him with our finances. How was I supposed to know that he was planning to buy a ring for me with that money? He thinks I'm the only bad guy in this situation cause I asked him where this money was when all I was doing is suggesting to use some of it and replace it. Cause I had no idea it was all used to begin with. We haven't really been talking this week and if we do, it just turns into a fight again. We've been together for 10 years now and have 2 kids together. So did I really ruin my own engagement if I had no idea it was coming? Any advice on what I can do if everything really is all my fault? Are fights like this common? If this was literally the first time something like this happened then it's strange. But it sounds like these are fights you two have about not communicating. You noting that it was passive-aggressive how you asked. Also, have you two been talking about getting engaged anytime soon? This sound like a messy relationship. And maybe he shouldn't spent $1,000 on an engagement ring if that is all you have saved up. Sounds like you both need a lesson in healthy communication. That seems like a weird and extremely aggressive reaction to wanting to know where your mutual savings disappeared to. I suggested we use some of that money to get the car parts and then when he got paid to replace the money that we used. Did you two jointly contribute to that savings, or was it all from him? If he felt like you were nagging him about his money, which he was saving in order to get a ring for you, then I can see where his frustration came from. He's been saving his own money to buy you something, and you're treating his money like it's yours by asking where it is and being passive-aggressive about its use. That could certainly make someone feel unappreciated and cause frustration. Be sure you haven't fallen into a, what's yours is ours and what's mine is mine, mindset. This is gonna sound really rough and I know we don't have all the context. This doesn't sound like a healthy or stable relationship. It sounds like a lot of immaturity on both sides. Something I'd expect from 20-year-olds. Given that you have 2 kids I am gonna assume you're probably older than just 20. The genuine advice is you guys should probably look into healthy ways of communication. Both of you. You did not ruin the engagement but really that's not gonna fix what sounds unhealthy about your relationship. You should both try to learn from this for both of your sakes.